Namaste, hello everyone, Arvedi here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are in my playlist Programming in C# and this is video number 5, Literals part 2. In the previous part of literals, we have seen what are literals and we had taken two types of literals in that is integer literals and floating point literals. So we left with four more types of literals. So let's go ahead with next one. So next one is character literals. So character literals are represented within single quotes. See, everything that we see and use, if at all it's a single character, it's a character constant. So your all A to Z, let that be capital, let that be small, all your punctuators, all your operators, all your separators, all are characters. Even your digits, single digits are characters, but provided they are represented within single quotes. So that's a very important point, that the characters are represented within single quotes. So I can represent character like this. Now if I say only 2, it will be an integer constant or integer literal that we've already seen. But if I put it in the single quote, it will be a character literal. Now characters can be categorized as follows. We can have single character constant and we can have backslash. So what are they? Single character constant, as the name suggests, it will be within single quote will have only single character being represented. So this is a single character constant. Okay, even this is a single character constant, it represents a blank space. Okay, so this is all called single character constant. Backslash character constant is where the first it starts with backslash and we can have some specific second character. So let's say /n, new line, /t, which is a tab space, let's say /0, which earlier we used to have, that is called null character. Here it is not good to represent that, but we can have /v, which is a vertical tab. We can have /b, backspace, /f, form feed, and so on. Okay, suppose I have to represent a single quote itself. How do I represent a single quote? Within quotes, if I put, it will be a very confusing matter. So it will be slash and a quote, which is represented as quote. Similarly, slash and double quote, which is represented as double quotes. Slash and one more slash is represented as a single slash. This is how these backslash character constants can be used. This /n, /t, /v are also called as non-graphical characters, or they are called as escape sequence. Okay, where they escape from that particular character getting printed on the screen. So when I say /n, it is not n as a character, but /n is the escape sequence which has got some meaning, which is a new line character. Okay, so likewise we can have either a single character constant or a backslash character constant. Now how do we represent character constants or characters? Representation of character literals, sorry. So Unicode is represented, or Unicode is used rather to represent characters using 2 bytes. So suppose A, I want to represent, A's value is 65. So how do I represent that into Unicode? 0041. You remember it was 1 and 16. So 16 4s are 64 plus 1, 65. This is how the Unicode representation would work. So let me again tell you that characters in C# are represented using Unicode value and it requires 2 bytes, and this is how the representation would be. /u, and it will be like XXXX kind of a thing. 4 nibbles you will have because each one is 4 bits. So that will constitute to 16 bits or 2 bytes. Okay, I've already given this example to you. Okay. Let's go ahead with string literals. Now what is the string literals? It's a group of 1 or more characters, but it has to be enclosed in double quotes. Fine. So if it is a character, it will be enclosed in single quote. If it's a string, it will be enclosed in double quotes, or it has to start with at the rate mark and then double quotes. So we can have string str1 in double quotes, we can have great, or it could be even at the beginning and great. Okay, and exclamation or anything like that. Now what's the use of this @ specifically? Let us try to understand. See, by using @ we specify the absence of control characters in the string. So if I want to represent, like say the path C:/temp/sample. Now this slash has to be repeated twice and it understands it's a slash, otherwise it acts as a control character. So if it is without @ I'm using, I have to use like this. But suppose I'm going to use with @, then I would simply start @ at the beginning and I can simply write it as a string, because here I'm declaring that there are no control characters, absence of control characters. So this single slash will be taken as slash only, it will be taken as character only. And that's the use of @ with strings. Okay, let us go ahead with next. Boolean literal, very simple. We can have only two values. It could be either true or false. Mind you, it's not a string, but true and false are values. So see, this is how I can create bool x equal to true, no quotes, no single, no double quotes. Bool y equal to false. So this is how a Boolean literal can take up the value. It could either be true or false. So to end with, the last is null literal. Null literal literally means nothing. So to represent nothing, we have null literal. Okay, it is generally used to initialize the references. So if I create a string reference, let's say string x, and I currently want it to refer to nothing, because I want to make use of that in the further part of the program. So currently, how do I make it to refer to nothing? And that is by null. So string x is equal to null. This is how I'll be able to make use of null literal. Okay, so that's it. That is actually what we left with in literals. So summing up things together, in previous part we had seen integer literal and floating point literal. In the current part, in this part, we have completed the remaining one, that is character literal. Remember, it is represented within single quote, either a single character constant or it can be backslash character constant. Okay, it is represented using Unicode values. Then we had seen string literals, a group of one or more characters enclosed in double quotes. We had seen what is the use of @ also, that it allows us to skip the control characters so that we can declare at the beginning that there are no control characters in the string, and it understands that. That is about string literals. Then we had seen Boolean literals, either true or false, and then finally null, which represents nothing. Okay, so with this we have completed literals in C#. I hope you had a great understanding of the same. Do go back and visit all these videos again, revise and prepare yourself. As and when we'll go ahead, we'll be having more fundamental concepts, and then we'll even slowly start with programming in C# as well. But this video was about literals, and that we've already completed. So that's it for this video. Thank you, and wish you a happy learning.